Okay. Hello. Welcome to Words Have Power. How you doing? I'm Words. I'm controlling chaos, so I'm getting back into the flow, and we are flowing. And some junk. Let me go over here. Hey, Maki. Love you, baby. Okay. Let me check and see. Love you, baby. Okay. It sounds like the sound might be okay on the app. Okay. So for those of you who are joining me on the Clock app, I'm also on YouTube. And on YouTube, man, red lipstick's kind of hard sometimes. I'm on the red play button app, talking about this subject, which I forgot to change the name on the Clock app. Hopefully, can you all hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. If somebody could let me know, that'd be great. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Can you hear me? On YouTube and over here, can y'all hear me? If somebody could let me know, that'd be great. Okay, who knows what's going to happen here? Hello? Okay. All right, I'm doing good. What's up? Oh, hell no. Oh, no, 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 nope, nope. What is wrong with you? You're disgusting, dude. You're disgusting, dude. Shut it. Shut it. What is wrong with you? If you don't stop, God, why are men so disgusting? Fuck all the way off, dude. Anywho, see, YouTube is so much better than the Clock app because the Clock app can't figure its shit out. We're going to talk about that later. Trust and believe. Okay. Yeah, Dave. Here's the thing, Dave. You're a douche canoe. Grow the fuck up. Okay, so here's the thing. You just created a channel so that I could join here. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I just had a troll over on the Clock app saying some horrendous things because he's a child. Like a literal, in his brain, 3 years old. Okay, so just so you all know, I forgot to change the title of this live stream. And we are going to be talking about P. Diddy. First off, trigger warning. We're not going to get into certain things on this live stream. We're going to talk about some things ahead of time so that everyone understands why I'm doing these live streams, what the whole point is, and how we're going to be looking at this, okay? So I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy out of Orleans Parish Criminal Sheriff's Office. I'm also a former victims advocate. And I also worked in high-end private security for most of my adult life. Actually, that's kind of how I started in the field. was working in private security. In private security, we did a lot of disaster relief. We worked pro bono cases for stalking victims, and along with yeah, I'm on here too. That I don't know if you saw or heard the douchebag. But we also did just like the work where you're kind of like a piece of furniture, just keeping people safe. Okay. So I don't know what the app is doing. Yes, please hit the hearts and the like and the things and share. All of that helps. I love y'all and I thank you. Okay, so we're going to talk about this through the lens of someone who worked in these fields. I've been keeping an eye on this for quite some time. Before Homeland Security raided P. Diddy's properties, I was keeping an eye on him because in the security field, we knew about things that were going on. Word gets around. Staff, security, all those kinds of people, they talk. We all talked. I have never worked for P. Diddy. He was on the no work for list. Now, out of respect for the fact that we are all innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, okay, for that reason, I'm going to call P. Diddy Sean Combs. That's his name. I'm going to call him Mr. Combs from this point forward. And I'm going to try to do this respecting the fact that everyone is guilty or innocent until proven guilty. And we're going to try to keep it respectful, polite, and above all, compassionate and with empathy for alleged victims, okay? Because there are a lot of them potentially. First off, this is a really good display of what not to do if you don't want Homeland Security beating down your door and searching your premises. First off, number one, do not threaten to make a car go pa-boom. Don't threaten to do that. And then later on have that happen. Because once the feds get wind of it, you're going to be searched. Your property, what have you. You're going to be searched. Okay? You're going to be investigated. But also, along with that, do not ever put hidden security cams in rooms where there is an expectation of privacy, especially if there are private things going on, intimate things of an adult nature. Do not record that and potentially keep those recordings to potentially use as blackmail or to hold over someone as a threat that if you don't comply with my wishes and demands, then I'll release all of that to the whole world. Don't do that. On top of that, we're just going down a list of things not to do. Don't do these things, okay? On top of that, do not ever send people out to find underage minors or anyone else to then transport to parties that you're having. If you're sending people out on your behalf to find and possibly procure people for labor or for SMECs, either way, if you do that, chances are more than likely, eventually, you're going to be investigated by the feds. On top of that, there are labor laws. Okay, there are labor laws. So one thing that you don't want to do is force employees to work for 48 hours straight no breaks, 48 hours straight. And if they're performers, if they're dancers, etc., and you're forcing them to rehearse for 48 hours straight, well, that's labor violations. If you have people that are working either for you or with you, and they're doing that work, they're completing that work, and then you're not paying them properly, and in fact, you're stealing their work and labeling it as your own, guess what? You're going to get into trouble. That's the lawsuits, like civil and also criminal, because that could be considered labor T-wording. I have to censor my words here. I'm so sorry, everyone. Also, if you are engaging in DV, publicly, privately, socially, and in all these other ways, eventually it's going to catch up to you because they always have a pattern. Every single one has a pattern. And usually it's not just one person they're doing this to, it's a whole bunch of people. And that's what we have with Mr. Combs. To everybody who's in here, if you are enjoying this live stream, please tap that screen like you're going to break your finger off. Share the video, do all the things. I appreciate you. And same for everybody on the tubes. Please do the same. Now, in an upcoming stream, the next stream actually, I'm going to be showing you videos and can you all hear that? Because that was some small D energy that just rolled by. I'm going to be showing videos, photos, a whole bunch of things. And in order to understand what I'm saying from the perspective I'm speaking from, I'm sorry y'all heard that. Sorry about the small D energy. If you want to see the materials I'm going to share, you're going to have to go to the tubes. Same name, same photo thingy up here. Okay, let's talk for a minute. Typically, when you have somebody who's doing something extremely, yes, crash rocket, exactly. When you have someone who's doing extremely toxic things, they almost always have a pattern of behavior, and you can trace it back. And a lot of time, you can trace it back to things that happened in childhood. So now I'm going to talk about working in private security, because not a lot of people know very much about this aspect of celebrity. A lot of the time, celebrities are not allowed to have privacy like a normal human being. Going to a grocery store can be just ridiculous. Yes, indeed, Robin, thank you. That's true. So if you have a celebrity who has a credible threat, a stalker, people trying to bust into the place that they are located, it could be a home, it could be an award event, a party, meetings, who knows? It could be anything, right? They might hire private security to maintain their safety. It could also be that their insurance, the company that insures them or the company that they work for could have insurance on them, and the insurance could pay for them to have security. And that was where companies like mine would come in. A lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time, we worked through the insurance company of the celebrity. Okay, so for transparency, at one point, me and my team worked for someone who, I'm not even sure how to explain this. There were several celebrities who were meeting at a restaurant for a meal. And one of those celebrities was Mr. Combs. But me and my team were not working for him. We were working for someone else. And there are NDAs involved. So I can't tell you who I was working for. But I can tell you that was one of the weirdest situations I've ever personally been involved in, working just a boring security job. Celebrities live in a Barbie world, pretty much. You could say that in a way. I don't even know how to describe what happened. So there were other celebrities there, and some of them also had security. And I'm not really sure who this guy was working for. I was told that he was working for Mr. Combs, but I could be wrong. Okay. This guy in like full gear rolls out of like some bushes with weaponry we did not need. If that was not needed, if you can catch my drift. And it was one of the weirdest. We were all like, what are you doing? Because this is broad daylight out in public, like a normal street, a high-end restaurant, all kinds of celebrities, and this dude rolls out of the bushes like he's Rambo or something. Okay. Thankfully, our client was like, "Oh no, that's okay. I don't need any of this." So we left out. Now, my boss had a no fly list. That's what we called it. No fly list or no work list. Mr. Combs was on that list. There were several other people on that list as well. At the time, I didn't know why he was on that list. There were certain people, because you got to understand, I was like 18 or 19 years old when I started working in the office for this company. And then somewhere around the time, I think I turned 21, is when I started working in the field more. But I looked like I was 16, okay? And my boss was very protective, very professional, very polite, very on point. And me and the whole team, we were told in no uncertain terms that I was not allowed to be alone with certain people for my safety. That should tell you something. My boss he was not the kind of person to fudge things or, overly respond to things. He was very chill, very flatline. This is not a good idea. You don't need to know why. But over time, at different situations, when you're working security and you're on a post, you're just on that post for hours, okay? And it's boring. A lot of people think that it's all glamorous and it's all like dun 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 dun. No, it's not. It's like you're a pretty piece of furniture, very expensive, and you say hi when someone says hi to you. Like you speak when you are spoken to. Otherwise, you don't say anything. Thank you to everyone over on the Clock app who is liking the video, by the way, or the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate you. When I saw that Homeland Security raided several of Mr. Combs' properties, it was almost a sigh of relief, because what I had gleaned from what other people had said about him, I was like, wow, how exactly is he free to move around the world? Because this is a world traveler. How? Pretty much think that we know how, and we will get to that in another stream. But understand that there have been allegations against Mr. Combs since I think the late 90s, mid to late 90s. He has been alleged to have been involved in the unaliving of Tupac Shakur. Just there are so many people. There's so many people that we might have one whole live stream just talking about everyone that he's alleged to have harmed. It's a lot of people. And these are serious allegations involving DV and also harming rivals, harming men, harming women, harming children. It appears, allegedly, that anyone who is around Diddy, or Sean Combs, I'm sorry, Mr. Combs, it's alleged that anyone who was around him for any real length of time, or even a short amount of time, was not safe. And a lot of the further allegations that have come out really make me question certain things. So that's why we're going to have multiple live streams talking about this. If I could, I would sit down and do edited videos and make it all pretty and flashy and shiny and wonderful. I don't have time to do that. And there's a lot of material to cover. In the upcoming live streams, I'm going to share videos that are really good deep dives. They are amazing. And I'm going to encourage people to watch those videos if you find this subject interesting. But so far, I'm not seeing anyone with my background, with my work history and training and education. I'm not seeing anyone on that end really talking about it all that much. Emily D. Baker I think she's done 2 live streams about it that were very interesting because she's an attorney. So she's bringing that background. With Mr. Combs, if he has allegations against him of DV from college up to now, it's Pandora's box with Diddy. Right there. Right there. I wish I could pin that comment because, wait, can I? I don't have a guest on right now. Right there. Because that is so true. Listen, I'm doing this live stream and you can see the very, over on the tubes, at the beginning of the title of this live stream, trigger warning. And that will be at the beginning of every live stream pertaining to Mr. Combs. Because a lot of this is really, it would be really triggering for survivors of DV, of CR, of R in general. It's going to be a thing that we're not going to talk about the brutal nature of the alleged crimes. Instead, what we're going to talk about is that these things happened, but we're also going to talk about the role that law enforcement plays and the ways that law enforcement drops the ball all the time when it comes to our cases. Yep. Yes, indeed. It is a bottomless pit with Diddy. It is. It seems like it's a never-ending, just smorgasbord of what not to do if you want to be considered a decent human being. Now, these are all allegations, but with a situation like this, in my experience, where there's smoke, there's fire. And sometimes where there's fire, it's not actually a fire. It's a wildfire, and there's a volcano, and there's lava busting out, and not good, right? One thing that I've been seeing in several videos, I try not to watch very many videos from commenters, like commentary videos and stuff like that. I'm trying to watch press conferences. There are certain people like Emily D. Baker that I will watch. I want to see people who have a trauma-informed education talk about this. Because those of us with that education are going to be able to break things down. An unnatural disaster, yes. Yes, indeed. So my thing is, where do we begin talking about this? And I think that we have to start at the beginning. I'm going to talk about this in this video because it's kind of a hazy area in this conversation. A lot of the time, people who engage in DV witnessed DV in their childhood. They grew up with it. It was kind of normalized throughout their childhood, right? So Mr. Combs' father and that familial history is kind of hazy, but he was apparently, allegedly, not a good guy. And there are certain things that indicate that Sean Combs' father might have been, allegedly, might have been abusive to Sean Combs' mother, and possibly even, who knows, to Mr. Combs himself, right? That is one of the things we're going to be talking about in another live stream, but I want to make it very clear that I don't think that people know for sure necessarily what was going on with Mr. Combs' father and that whole thing. I've been trying to find information about that. There have been some people who have been talking about it a little bit, but not very much. Not to the point that I want to really put this out there. Exactly. Fufus says, I don't want to see this become just more celebrity gossip. It feels disrespectful. Exactly. That is disrespectful. Exactly. This isn't gossip. This isn't entertainment. This is potentially a case study in what not to do and red flags to look out for. The fact that sometimes those celebrities that we really like and idolize and look up to are actually not good people at all. Oh, hey, babe, how you doing? It's been a minute since I've seen you. I hope you're doing good. So effectively, I guess what we're going to be doing is true crime from the perspective of being trauma-informed and compassionate. Because there are a lot of people who've been unalived. There are a lot of people who have been mysteriously unalived around Mr. Combs. There's also been a lot of people who were harmed. Exactly, due process right there. I'm going to quote one of my judges, and I've quoted him before. If even a third of what is being alleged about Mr. Combs is true, then there is a huge problem. Part of that comes in with law enforcement. Why is it we have so many men in particular who are horrendously prolific with harming people, and they just get away with it for years and years? They have hundreds, maybe thousands of victims, and it's whatever. I can go down a long list. Many of you watching this can too. Nassar, Davi Vanity, Marilyn Manson, allegedly. Come on. Harvey Weinstein. Oh, dude, what's that guy? The actor director from New York with the glasses and the bald head, the little neurotic guy. I never remember his name. I don't think I want to. Mia Farrow, her ex-husband. I can never remember his name. No, not Weinstein. I think I already said Weinstein. The big director, well, used to be. I don't know if he still is. Woody Allen. Yes, thank you. Dude. Ugh. All of these typically men get away with this for so long. Yeah, the one who married his adoptive daughter. Just okay, dude. That's a whole different rabbit hole. Why do they get away with it for so long? Why are there so many serial offenders out there who have multiple victims? The CJS, the criminal justice system. Polanski, thank you. The CJS knows that they harm people. The CJS also knows that with certain types of offenders, they can never be rehabilitated ever. You can never rehabilitate a P3 deal. You can never rehabilitate a serial R or a serial unaliver. They cannot be rehabilitated. The only thing you can do is either capital punishment or keep them in prison for life. That's all you can do because they're never going to stop. It's good to see you too. How you doing? Okay, so tap the screen like you're going to break your finger off. I do believe that you can do that on YouTube too. If you're watching on your phone, you can tap the screen a bunch of times. And if you don't mind, share the live streams. Any and all funds that are made on any of my social media are going to a sanctuary for women to get out of DV situations, by the way. So please do all the things. And yes, I will keep receipts and show them. Okay. I love you. You're so amazing. So Rising Phoenix says it's the privilege that comes with that level of power and trust. Yes, they are protected. A lot of them are protected. They are protected by a CJS that does not see the value of keeping women, children, and men and anyone else safe. It almost feels like R, even CR, is borderline legalized. Because if you do it and you're caught, are you going to suffer consequences? The chances are slim. The chances are slim that you will suffer consequences. What does that say for this country? It says that you should not be surprised if a victim takes matters into their own hands to defend themselves. And yet, if a woman does that, chances are she's going to go to prison, like Brittany Smith in Alabama. It certainly seems like it, doesn't it? As disgusting as that is, it certainly seems like it. So, I mean, so Rising Phoenix over on the tubes says there are in reality 3 justice systems, and then one for the elite, one for YT men, and one for everyone else. Exactly. But really, I would say it's multi-tiered, more than 3. Because if you, let's say hypothetically, you're hearing impaired and you're arrested for some reason. They might say that they might bring you in on a drunken disorderly charge because you're deaf and you didn't respond to that. It's like, duh. You know, Or if you have epilepsy and you forget to take your medication and you're actually having seizures. I've seen that happen. I had to help clean up that mess one time. So part of what we're going to go into is things pertaining to law enforcement and also, weirdly enough, Scientology. Why is it that Scientology keeps popping up in the most random situations that are negative all the time? Why is that? Oh, don't worry. We're going to be talking about Scientology too on these live streams, because every Saturday is going to be Anti-Scientology Saturday, because they ticked me off. You on YouTube, you may not know this yet. I received mail from Scientology. We'll get into that next Saturday. You cannot make this shit up. Okay, so L. Ron Hubbard is just the bottom of the barrel scumbag. Yes, I said it. Yeah, it's not random. I'm putting that up here. Hold on. Yes, indeed, it's not random. I don't think it is random, especially in LA. We're going to talk about that. All right. Mr. Combs. Somehow he goes from being like a gopher for certain people. Oh, you do? You have the... He's so pretty. I have 2 Nightmare Before Christmas cups now. It's not enough. He's basically a gopher, like an assistant in one company, but he elevates and he becomes a performer, possibly one of the crappiest dancers I've ever seen. No, like this isn't like personal. He's just not a good dancer. Okay, he's just not. A rapper, but he's not a good rapper either. A mogul, but he's not really... I mean, he gets these opportunities because of the money and power that he has and the connections. But he's really not all that. He's not innovative. 50 Cent is innovative. I don't know if you can see me on the clock app because can y'all see me on here now? Because somebody flagged this live stream. Why? Who knows? I don't know. I almost don't even care about TikTok anymore. If y'all can see, okay. Listen, if you have a personal bias and you're a fan of Mr. Combs, that's fine. You can be a fan, but you cannot change reality. And you cannot force reality to be what you want it to be. That's not how anything works. What was I saying before I caught the flag on the junk app? I don't even remember. Oh, right. Okay. So 50 Cent. Innovative. Highly intelligent. Like, damn. And definitely a rapper. He definitely is what he claims to be. And if you notice, he's not up on that stage trying to dance around and, whatever. Because 50 Cent knows what he can and cannot do just as a talent. So with Mr. Combs, it's almost like he wants to be the center of all of the attention, every bit of attention possible. What types of people usually do that? Tell me in the comments. Let's get these comments rolling. Come on. It's a quiz. So what is it that certain types of people really love to have? What are those types of people? I know that you all know this. Thank you. All right, we have one comment over here, but there are other answers that would be correct. Yep. Got to remember they are just entertaining. Who's just entertaining? And what we're talking about really isn't entertainment, though. True. Validation, true. Histrionic personality disorder. I mean, that's not really what the kind of toxic that we're talking about. So antisocial behavioral disorders like narcissistic behaviors, psychopaths, sociopaths, people with undiagnosed, untreated. I don't want to say that merged in with this because I don't think that's fair. But yeah, I was thinking BPD, but I don't want to lump people with BPD in with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dark triad. That is so. Thank you. Good job, Robin. Financial elite. Well, I mean, really, you're correct. You are correct. Yeah, true. Machiavellianism, true. You could say that, yeah. Do you get a gold star? Well, you get virtual hugs from me. Okay, so if you look at a picture of someone and they're smiling, and you cover their mouth, and you notice that their eyes don't match the smile, there's a problem. That's a red flag. Money sets the rules. It usually because this is a capitalistic hellscape. That's very interesting, isn't it? Isn't it interesting how so many of these celebrities, even if they're lower end celebrities, like Z-list celebrities, will get away with all kinds of horrific shit, like Davi Vanity. He's not even relevant anymore, but he's still protected. Why is that? Because his mommy has money. That's why. Now with Mr. Combs, he managed to get himself into a position of power and control. But I think the machinations behind that. Ooh, Vince Neil. Oh, dude, hold on. I gotta. That's a good one. That motherfucker. We'll be talking about him in the future too, and several others. And then the question is it the trauma or the lack of empathy, or both? It could be both. Could be both. And Rising Phoenix on the tube says, yep, when it happened to me, it was because I wasn't able to be the young woman I was. I love you. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things, and I'll be showing video and other materials. There's going to be something I'm going to be looking at. It's not known if it is actually real or not, but I'm still going to check it out. there's so many people. There are so many allegations. The last time I checked, it's when I sit down and think about it, the known allegations are probably somewhere around 100, over 100. But the unknown, because Mr. Combs is a world traveler, okay, private jet, all these things, is probably in the thousands, the number of victims. And yes, I am a former sheriff's deputy. I'm a former sheriff's deputy, victims advocate, and I worked in high and private security. So the grand jury is still hearing testimony and evidence. Yeah. So with legal things, I just want to cover something real quick. A civil case, a civil lawsuit can become a criminal case if there are indications of criminality, and vice versa. So O.J. Simpson, he was acquitted at trial in a criminal case, but he lost the civil case, right? Marilyn Monroe, in relation to what? Michael Jackson. Oh, Lord. That's, I mean, if you want me to go do a deep dive on that, that's histrionic PD characterized by a pattern of excessive attention-seeking behaviors, usually beginning in early adulthood, including inappropriate seduction and an excessive desire for approval. Huh. Interesting. See, I'm not a therapist or any of that, so I can't really speak to that, except for the dark triad was part of my training. But I don't know. I don't remember them bringing up what you're talking about there. The smile not going to the eyes. Yeah. Woody Allen, we can do some live streams about Woody Allen at some point if you want. That's the validation seeking. Yeah. Let's not forget Combs associated with the, yeah. I wish y'all were over on the YouTubes, because this right here, that right there. Let's not forget Combs associated with the island scumbag, as well as the orange false idol. Yeah, and a bunch of other people too. We're going to talk about that. Yes, we are. Her involvement with politicians. Yeah, I think with Marilyn Monroe, I would think that it might have been more of they were seeking her out because she was such an icon. Like, she was such a stunning human being and highly intelligent. Just so everybody knows, she was extremely intelligent and a bookworm, not just tatas. I'm on both, but there's a significant delay on YouTube versus Clock app. You know what? I'm not surprised, but I almost don't care, because Clock app sucks. I mean, she knew shit. Oh yeah, she did. You know she did. I would bet money that she did. Because where did her diary go? If I'm not mistaken, her diary disappeared. So convenient. We can dive into that if you want to. I think she was too. I think she was unalive too. Yeah. That whole a lot of people were unalived after JFK. I'm just saying. Okay, so with Mr. Combs, though, let's bring it on in. You had people whose careers, their whole career, was ended because of Mr. Combs. Wait, what? Okay, you're going to have to tell me about that. Neil Gaiman? Please no. I don't know about Francis Farmer. I don't think I do anyway. What, I guess the question I want to ask is, what is it that she's known for? Francis Farmer does not sound familiar to me, although I might know them, just their face and not their name though. Okay, so with Mr. Combs, we're going to be talking about people who were unalived, and it kind of seems like there was more going on with that than what is being said. There are people who are said to have been, unalived from pneumonia, things like that. When you're like, wait, what? Like there was way more going on than that. It's just, and Ben Affleck left J-Lo at a time. Yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be talking about some things and some stuff. So in the live stream tomorrow, personally, I don't think there's enough information out there to really talk about Mr. Combs' childhood with validity and with, I guess, an appropriate and professional amount of knowledge. A lot of it is really obscure and speculation, and that's really not what I'm trying to get into. But as I've already said, much of the time, people who are toxic like this, they follow a pattern. And a lot of the time, it's a pattern they learned in childhood. So on this live stream, hopefully everyone who stuck with me, and if you are there for the, we're going to be talking about Danny Masterson too. Yes, we will be. And Scientology. Yes, we will be. One of the things that I wanted to make very clear is that we're going to be talking about things. I'm going to be very careful with how we approach this and talk about these things because they are triggering, and I know they are triggering. I'm a survivor myself. I don't want to be triggered. I don't want you to be triggered. So we're going to be very careful with how we talk about certain things. But I have so many questions. When I tell you there are things that I look back on and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. What about that? And what about that? Like, yeah. I mean, you can be close with a parent or a family member, and there's actually nothing weird about it. But that's one of the things that I'm seeing too. A lot of people speculating about his relationship with his mom. Oh, okay. Leslie, I don't know if you and I are mutuals, but if we are, could you DM me her name? Because I will definitely look her up and, oh, shoot. Wait, but see, that happened. They also gave her a lobotomy. That happened to a lot of women back then. It's disturbing. Hold up. What was her name? Francis Farmer? Small dick energy. Let me see. Let me go up and find her name. I will put her on the list. Francis Farmer. Okay, thank you. She should really already be on the list. because if I remember correctly, that was just a disturbing story what they did to her. But like I said, I'm better with with faces than I am with names. So, okay, so what I might end up doing is 2 live streams a day. Probably on the red play button app, because there's a lot less BS on the red play button app. Yes, there is more lag. The red play button app does have its own issues, but it's not nearly as frustrating and irritating as the clock app for a variety of reasons. So if y'all want, come find me on the tubes, because I'm going to be showing videos, photos, all kinds of materials pertaining to this subject. And we're going to talk about it. And there's a lot. Like, this is not tea time. This is not popcorn time. This is karma time, potentially, allegedly. So if you're over on the clock app, same name, same logo. Come find me over on the tubes. As I've said before, but I'm going to keep on plugging this, I am in the process of putting together a foundation. We will create a sanctuary for DV victims coming out of DV situations. Not a shelter, a sanctuary. Any and all funds that I make on my social media is going to that. And excuse me, still have a little bit of a cold. And I will keep very careful receipts and actually show what I'm doing with those funds. I don't believe in your mythology. So this is what I'm talking about. You can't just respect another person's space. You have to invade that space and share your mythology, because you have nothing better to do. That's great. Okay, so if you want to support me in this endeavor to create a safe space for DV victims who are coming out, all you have to do is engage with the videos. Like, do other things, share them. That's all you have to do. Comment. Start a conversation. I'll join in with you. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's doable. And I figure I'm sitting on all this training and all this education. Why not put it to good use? Why not make it work for people in a way that is more proactive, like actively getting stuff done, like for real. So, okay, we're almost, yeah, it's like 9:30. Okay, wait, no, 8:30. I'm not used to this new clock yet. Okay, so if you don't mind, tap the screen, do the things, comment, like, share, repost if you're on the clock app, all the things with all of the videos on my page. It all helps. Every little bit helps, actually. And I will be doing the work of live streaming. There will be times when I live stream when I'm working on something, and y'all can sit with me while I work. Because putting a foundation like this together and a sanctuary is not, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be a lot of work. And I will most definitely have to spend a lot of time writing up the plans and all of the written infrastructure for how everything's going to run. It's going to be a lot of work. So yeah, and I have to find a third person to be on the board, and they have to be trauma informed in the state of Michigan. But I worked in Louisiana. Like, if I were in Louisiana doing this, I could probably find like 10 people. I don't know. Honestly, do you think that women are going to be safe after the election? It depends on which way it goes. There's more I could say, but I can't, if that makes sense. No, you're not. You're not paranoid. That's not, you're not, don't even think that. You genuinely think that men are going to react badly either way. I mean, I feel you. I feel you on that. I do. You know, when certain people say what they want to do, like having our wars, I listen. So I don't think you're being paranoid at all. That's quite the commute. Wait, what? I want to help, willing to relocate. I mean, we're going to be hiring people eventually. We have to get certain things in place, and we're working on that. Been working on that. You know, we're going to work it like it's a job before the foundation's even together, because we have to. So even if, I don't know if Leslie is still in here. Okay. Even it's not paranoia if you want to try to ensure your safety. And if you're looking at the just historical facts of how women are treated worldwide and have been throughout history, you're not paranoid. Oh, right. No, I miss Louisiana. I miss New Orleans. I just wish it wasn't a red state. We probably would have moved back if it wasn't a red state. So, okay, so tomorrow I have not put together a set schedule yet for live streaming, but that's one of the things I'm going to do. And I will probably be live streaming a lot. Would so, you know, if you're willing and interested in supporting this endeavor, literally all you have to do is watch my videos, watch my live streams, interact, engage. If you want to donate, if you want to gift, that's great. That's amazing and awesome. It's all going to this foundation, which we don't have a name yet. And we're actively looking for a name, but it has to be a name that pertains to women. You're in Missouri. I mean, wait, I thought you were in, did you move? I'm so confused. I don't know why I was thinking you were in Arizona. My chair is randomly lowering. Hold on, where's the, okay. My chair was just like, yeah, no. Missouri loves company and company loves more. Right. Oh, you moved. Okay. Right on. So what do you think of the backdrop? Is this, what do y'all think? I'm thinking about putting like a picture or something up over here. Need a change of scenery. I totally get that. Totally get that. Oh, thank you for the gifts. Literally, I'm keeping I have like a file with screenshots of everything that goes to my PayPal automatically. It's above board. I'm not going to be playing any games. Every single penny will be accounted for. Okay, I might even start. Oh my God, I might even start streaming on Twitch too. there's every possibility that I will drive myself insane doing this because it's going to be a lot. 3 different apps. Ooh, ooh. A picture of Joan of Arc. Maybe. I would like something that's empowering though, and she was treated horribly. Like, I don't know. The tagline for it basically is, what was it? We have it written down. A place for survivors to thrive. That's the whole motivation, right? So really wants a name that is empowering, uplifting, woman oriented, like for women, by women. No attachment to men. This is for women and their children. So I have to start remembering to change the label on the live streams on the shitty app. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on, the shitty app. Okay, so it has been a little over an hour. There will be occasions when the live streams run a little bit longer. Yes, and Femme, AFAB, NBs, yes indeed. So there will be times when the live streams are longer, but you know, in the evenings, it's probably going to be at about an hour, a little bit over, but not too much more. All right, so I will see y'all tomorrow. I hope y'all will come find me over on the Red Play Button app, same name, same logo, little picture thing, over on the tubes, because we're going to be showing video, photos, other materials, and there's a possibility I might have some guests come up and speak about this subject. I can't promise that though, because it's, you know, one hell of a subject. But you'll have to come over there to see that. So, all right. I love y'all. Have a good night and be safe. Okay. And I love y'all too. And just so y'all know, I will be live streaming here way more because the other half, it's trolls are pretty much taking over that app. Also, if you have children that are on the Clock app on TikTok, watch out. Sit next to them when they're watching because there's corn on that app. I'm not even kidding. All right. I love y'all. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.